Well, hello, you are hiking with Jenny on the Appalachian Trail. Today is day 55, and I am just leaving the Spur Shelter. Today, I'm hoping to go at least 15 miles. I want to make it to the Eastern Continental Divide at least, and maybe find a nice stealth campsite or something or other. I'm getting a pretty late start today. It's 9:30. Just kind of wanted to sleep, and I feel pretty good, so it's probably a good idea. I was pretty tired yesterday, and then I had a little trouble getting to sleep because I ate all that food. I had the buffalo chicken mac and cheese, and it was a 2-serving meal, and usually I have trouble finishing those, but I ate it all. And then I had hot chocolate, and then I hung my food. I went to bed, and then I was like hungry again. But I was like, I don't want to get up and get my food again, so I just like drank a bunch of water. But yeah, then I just kind of had trouble because I was hungry. Yeah, and then this morning I couldn't find my food bag. It must have taken me like 20 minutes to find my food bag. I couldn't remember where the trail that I thought that I went on, everything looked different this morning, and I couldn't find it. And eventually did find it after like backtracking several times and like retracing my footsteps and everything. The things you don't think about, like finding where you hung your food. I don't know how I managed to do this, but my backpack packed down smaller today. It made me like worried, like, oh, do I have everything in there? But I think because I had separated the hammock sock from the hammock and the underquilt, I think it doesn't hold in as much air, so I'm able to like compress it down more easily. Pack feels nice and good today. So I'm at that like sweet spot with like the 2 days of food left. We have a big climb coming up, and I wanted to save it for the morning today because I was feeling pretty wiped yesterday and I didn't think I could do another climb. But doing it when I'm fresh in the morning is a lot more manageable. So once I've got that climb out of the way, the trail looks like it's going to be a lot easier. I'm at the top of this climb, and it looks like there used to be a fire tower up here, or at least a tower of some kind. So the trail should be getting easier now because I did my big climb for today, and it's gonna level off for a bit and go back down. I've been seeing more hammock campers in Virginia than I have in the other sections, and from talking to people, I think it's mostly section hikers that are hammocking, because I don't know very many through hikers doing it. I know there's lobster, sweet potato, and Gump was a hammock camper. I don't really know anyone else. Another reason I'm getting a late start today, I've been working on the list of stuff that I want Brian to bring for me. It's a long list this time, because I'm doing like basically a full gear changeover for all my summer stuff, plus my usual stuff, food and whatever. Plus, since we're gonna do a section hike together, I need all of our 2-person gear, and then I need him to bring my computer so I can get this YouTube and Google stuff straightened out, because it is just not working on my phone. And when I contact support, like, they say it should work on a phone, but they keep saying, well, if it doesn't, then use a computer. And I'm like, I don't have a computer. So I'm just gonna have him bring my computer since he's just driving down Lake, you drive it back and whatever. And then I ordered a bunch of stuff. I ordered a rain skirt and a new camera and a new SD card and some new trail runners. Because by the time he comes, I will have logged 700 miles on these shoes. Troopers. I'm only just now starting to feel a little bit of foot pain, and that's impressive. Hats off to Topo, because my ultras would never have lasted this long. I have noticed this, the tread is starting to wear, and I'm sure it's not helping like my backs of the heel problem by wearing, 600 plus mile shoes. So we're gonna switch those over, and then we won't have to worry about it for a while. I'm headed down this Blue Blaze trail to a viewpoint on top of Kelly Knob. It's supposed to be pretty close, and looks like we might be able to see something. Wow, check this out. Got a nice view. I'm sure some people climb out onto those rocks, but look at this gap. Like, you would have to probably jump, and that is pretty sketchy. I'm not gonna do that, but I think I will sit and take a little break. I made a new friend. His name is Glacier, and he's from New Brunswick. He's doing a through hike, but he's like doing it in sections because he's like getting off trail for a few months for work. He's got a very unusual hiking style. So he sleeps very late, but then he hikes pretty fast and takes a lot of breaks, and he just hikes late into the day. And it's just interesting because it's like he's faster than me, he can hike more miles, but then it takes everything out of him, and then he sleeps really late the next day, so I'm able to catch up to him again. And so this just keeps happening, and we just keep flip-flopping each other. But I just thought that was funny. You could have like a completely different hiking style than someone else, but then you always just keep running into each other. Look at the green trees starting to come in out there. Won't be long now.
Wonder if there's a better angle for a picture on the other side.
Quite possibly. Progress has been slow today. Not really because I'm dragging or anything, although I guess that's kind of true. But there's been a lot of things to see. Also probably been hanging out and talking to people more than I usually do. And it's not even that like I've seen that many people, because I haven't. But the people I have seen seem like they wanted to talk and hang out. So that's what I've been doing. Now we have a bit of a climb. It's 4 o'clock now. I don't really want to hike much past 5 o'clock today, so my options are to stop at the shelter in 3 miles, which isn't super ideal because it's like 0.3 off the trail and supposedly pretty steep 0.3, or stealth camp somewhere on the ridge after that, but there isn't going to be any water. So I do have 2 liters on me right now, which would suffice if I decide to do that option. But I think it's really just going to depend how I feel when I get up there, if I want to push farther or not. I've never had anything from Backpacker's Pantry before, so I'm trying this 3 cheese mac and cheese. I like that there's 2 cheeses in that name. So it looks okay. Let's see how it tastes. I don't know if the water just wasn't hot enough, but it's okay. I don't know what it was about today, but I totally was dragging today, and I'm not really sure why, but I wasn't the only one. So there's a couple other people I've been hiking around, and they were both just like, yeah, today wasn't the day for hiking. And I don't know why. It's beautiful weather. Like, it's like pretty ideal hiking weather, and the terrain wasn't like terribly difficult. I had a couple big climbs today, but I don't know. So I stopped a little early today. I only did 11 miles today, but it just means I'll do a little bit more tomorrow, and it's not a big deal. But I'm up on this ridge. It's like before some power lines, and there's like this rock behind me, so it's like blocking all of the wind. So I just set up my hammock somewhere. Where is it? I guess it's blocked from trees. I'll show it later, but it's like after 6 o'clock at this point, so I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna go any farther. But at least this is a really nice spot. I have this tiny sewing kit that I threw in here last minute when I was packing for this trip, and I have already used it 3 times. When you're out here for extended periods of time, stuff rips, and I was able to repair this hole in my sleeve. I've also sewed up my sleeve of my puffy coat, and I have re-sewed my rucksack. So, very useful thing to have as a sewing kit. Camera's not really gonna do this justice, but the sky is like dark red and purple over there. Such a nice night. Today was the first day when I really felt like the hiker hunger had hit me. I felt like I could eat everything. After I finished that dinner, I was still hungry. So I ended up eating some of my emergency snacks. Like, I have some beef jerky and some sunflower seeds. And so I just ate a bunch of that because I knew like it was kind of extra stuff I didn't really need. But I was like kind of portioning out what food I have left for this next 2-day stretch. And I don't think it's enough. But I did find out that there is a convenience store. It's like 0.3 off the trail. And I'm not going to get there tomorrow because it's like a little over 20 miles away. But I'll get there around lunchtime on Monday. So
I have one lunch left, which I'll eat tomorrow, but then Monday I'm going to try and get to that convenience store and get lunch there. I ended up with too little food this time around, and with my changing appetite, I'm going to have to take that into account going forward, because I don't want to end up in a situation where I don't have a convenience store that's convenient to me. So, yep, I'm gonna definitely need to buy more food next time, but I have enough to get by, I think, until that convenience store. So, tonight was a good night. I think this was the first time I built a fire just for me on the trail, and it was really nice. I'm glad that I stopped when I did, even though it was like not very much miles today. I think what I'm going to do is get up early tomorrow, and I'm going to go for a 17. I want to. That's what I want to do. So I'm going to see if I can get up early and get a good start, because I think what set me back was I got a late start today, and it kind of put me back the rest of the day. But it was a good day. It was a laid back kind of social day, which isn't a bad thing, but you don't want to do it every day. So yeah, tomorrow's going to be like the mileage day, I think. And I think the terrain looks easier. I don't know. I always say that, and then for some reason it's not. So we'll see. Thank you for watching, and happy trails.